With regard to the Palestinian families that you discussed, on a human level, the suffering of little children, men, women, is horrific, and we see it every single day. People who are caught in a crossfire of Hamas's making as a result of a war that Hamas started are suffering every single day. And for all of us, this is a profoundly human tragedy. I've met with Palestinian Americans who've lost multiple members of their own families in Gaza, who shared with me the pictures of a little niece, a little nephew, a brother, a sister, a parent, a grandparent, who's been killed in the months since October 7th. And it's profoundly motivating in the wake of this suffering to want to do everything we possibly can to bring this to an end. The fastest way to do that, and this has been the case now for weeks, for months, is through the ceasefire that we've been working to achieve. And the biggest obstacle to achieving that ceasefire, again, remains Hamas and remains the decisions of perhaps one man who is, we believe, hundreds of feet underground in relative safety, while the people he purports to represent are suffering every single day. So we have to, all of us, put the interests of these many, many innocent families and people first and foremost, and that means that Israel has to do more, continue to do much more, to protect civilians, to make sure that they get the assistance they need. But it first and foremost means that Hamas has to make a decision. Is it actually looking out for the interests of Palestinian people? Is it looking out for its own interests at the expense of the interests of Palestinians who are suffering every single minute in Gaza? Fastest way to bring this to a conclusion tomorrow is through this ceasefire. That's what we're looking to achieve.
Can I just follow up just on the point about crossfire, because many of these deaths were in airstrikes, and by definition, there is no Palestinian air defense, so this is not crossfire. And yeah, I heard you use that description before, so I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, look, on that, again, we've been on this as well from day one in trying to press Israel to do everything it can to avoid civilian casualties, to put a greater premium on civilian protection. And yes, we see that we see this too. It's without justifying any particular airstrike, and certainly we've ourselves reported as a government, as the State Department, on numerous incidents where civilians have been killed or grievously injured, including through airstrikes. But as we've also said, this terrain is extraordinarily difficult, maybe uniquely difficult, because again, you have Hamas that not only is hiding deep underground in tunnels while the people it purports to represent are not, it's also hiding in apartment buildings, hospitals, schools, using those as places to plot, to plan, to protect itself. But that means also that it's endangering thousands, tens of thousands of children, women, and men. It launched this war on November 7th. It conducts it in a way by retreating to places where it's hiding behind civilians that further endanger civilians, and it has not made the decisions necessary to stop it, which it could do right now.
The final question goes to Anders Figard with